Good evening, you're watching the news on Croatian television. The director of Russia's state-owned Sberbank, Herman Gref, has criticized the so-called Lex Agrokor law, saying that it has stripped creditors of their rights. He added that if the Croatian government has assumed responsibility for the company, it should then also assume responsibility for its debts or respect common market practices. Gref also said that Sberbank will not provide any additional loans to Agrokor until a deal is reached with the Croatian government, saying that talks between the two sides will continue next week. According to unconfirmed reports, senior Sberbank official Maxim Polataev will arrive in Zagreb on Monday. For his part, Prime Minister Andrej Plenković declined to comment on Gref's statements, but did confirm that talks with Agrokor's largest creditor would begin next week.
All I can say is that we will meet with Sberbank's representatives. I repeat that Sberbank entered into credit arrangements with Agrokor on the basis of its own assessments and the due diligence I assume they conducted. What is entirely clear is that the law allowing for the appointment of emergency management is very clear and decisive. The company's debts are still the company's debts and not the debts of the state or taxpayers, and there are no dilemmas here when it comes to the Croatian government's position.
Prime Minister and HDZ leader Andrej Plenković said today that the naming of 4 new ministers in his cabinet would be agreed on in ongoing talks between the HDZ and other parliamentary parties. Commenting on the forming of a new parliamentary majority, the PM reiterated that the HDZ's doors are still open to the Peasants' Party, the People's Party, and the Istrian Democratic Assembly. He added, however, that a new deal with Most was unrealistic and a grand coalition with the SDP was not an option.
While the local elections are ongoing, we will not interfere with other parties by influencing their election campaigns. We'll talk after the second round, and then you'll see in short order what the situation in Parliament is.
SDP leader Davor Bernardić has announced that the center-left party is no longer counting on senior party official and MP Mirando Mrsić. This comes after Mrsić openly criticized Bernardić and the SDP's leadership for a poor showing at the local elections. Mrsić responded by saying that Bernardić was destroying the SDP's core values. The flag of the Caucasus Emirate organization appeared near a Catholic church in the predominantly Croat community of Ljubace in northeastern Bosnia and Herzegovina yesterday. The militant jihadist group is active in southwestern Russia. The flag, which has since been removed by police, has further unsettled the already concerned Croat population there, following an Islamic State graffiti that recently appeared on the local school. The leaders of the G7 nations wrapped up their 2-day summit in Italy today. They met with the heads of 5 African countries with whom they discussed the migrant crisis. G7 leaders also agreed to a joint document on the fight against terrorism, which addresses combating jihadist propaganda on the internet. The G7, however, failed to reach an agreement on climate change, with U.S. President Donald Trump the lone holdout on the Paris Agreement. In light of Croatian Armed Forces Day this Sunday, a ceremonial changing of the guard was held on St. Mark's Square at noon today. The changing of the guard will be held every Saturday and on state holidays until October 1st.
What you see behind me is the elite of the Croatian army. They have been specially selected on the basis of specific qualities that allow them to be part of the President's Guard. They have to undergo rigorous training to ensure that they can fulfill the role entrusted to our unit.
Along with numerous locals and tourists, the ceremony was also attended by top state officials, including Prime Minister Andrej Plenković and Defense Minister Damir Krstičević.
This is also a valuable tourist attraction for the city of Zagreb, which I am sure will attract numerous tourists during the 6 months it is held, even though the number of tourists visiting our capital is already growing. This ceremony is one of the symbols of the Croatian state. Its purpose is to promote the victorious Croatian army, our traditions, and our identity.
Numerous other events celebrating Croatian Armed Forces Day were also held. The Croatian Army Orchestra held 2 concerts in downtown Zagreb, while citizens met with military personnel and viewed military equipment on display at Zagreb's Jarun Lake. The celebration will culminate tomorrow with an air show by the Croatian Air Force aerobatic team, the Wings of Storm. Finally, more than 300 people participated in the 2nd annual Vukovar Cross Pride of Croatia Run in Vukovar. All proceeds from the humanitarian event will go to the Vukovar Butterflies Association for Children with Disabilities. Taking a quick look at sports, Jug of Dubrovnik failed to defend their Champions League title from last year, losing to Hungarian side Solnoki 10-5 in the final today. In track and field, reigning Olympic gold medalist in the javelin, Croatia's Sara Kolak, took third place at the Diamond League meet in Eugene, Oregon, with a throw of 64 meters and 64 centimeters. And now the forecast for tomorrow. Predominantly sunny with some passing cloud cover in the interior. There will be a mild to moderate northeasterly on the coast, shifting to a southwesterly and westerly in the afternoon. Morning lows of 7 to 13 degrees Celsius inland, 14 to 19 on the Adriatic, will give way to highs of 23 to 28 degrees, slightly cooler in mountainous areas. The 3-day forecast for the interior calls for sunny skies and even warmer temperatures. It will also be predominantly sunny and warm on the coast. And that wraps up the news. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night.